How we got him in the first place is that, he just hadn't done something silly. And we're realizing that about a lot of actors. They want to do the thing that they don't get a chance to do normally. And so that's why he jumped into the first one. But still, like, we'd shot the movie, and I ran into him in L.A. 6-7 years later, and I was like, oh, there's Brian. I wonder if he'll even remember me. And he came up, and he was like, do you know I get recognized more for Super Troopers than any other film that I've done? And you're like...
Amazing Brian Cox impression, by the way.
I mean, that's all we do. You hang out with Brian, and then
you have to talk like him.
Yeah.
I did Shakespeare in Moscow.
So, yeah, like, it was so cool to see his enthusiasm for it. And when we brought him back in the second one, the O'Hagan character is much more sort of integrated into the action. And in the first one, he's a bit of a satellite. And this time, he's really with us kind of along for the ride. And it was, like, so much fun having him be there with us kind of the whole time. And as actors, like, we don't think of ourselves as acting necessarily in these movies. It's like, okay, we've written these jokes. Okay, what we do is we just do our little shuck and jive for each other. And then you get in a scene with Brian, and you're like, oh, we're acting in like a movie, and he's a real actor, and so you can, like, I feel like I can see it when I look at the movie, like everybody stands up a little taller and starts to like actually like put some effort into the acting.
Yeah, I mean he gets irritated with us from time to time.
Really?
Yeah, because we're idiots.
Well, because we write and produce these things ourselves, and so but every other actor that we work with, these are people who have risen to the top of their profession. They individually, they auditioned for many things and they won parts. They are the best actors in the world, and we're like the worst actors in the world. And so, like, on the first movie with Brian Cox, there's a scene at the end where he's trashing the opposing police chief's lawn, and it was a long night, and it was like 4 a.m, and we're all jammed into a police car together, just being assholes with him, and he was just looking out the window. Sadly, and
when is this going to end?
He said, "Whatever happened to Kraft?" And
whatever happened to Kraft?
Yeah, and that kind of silenced the car.
Yeah.
Did it really? I would imagine a bunch of assholes joking around. Someone saying whatever happened to Kraft would tear them into hysterics immediately.
And he gets hit with a water toilet.
So, like, we were terrified to, like, mock him to his face. But yes, we have, amongst the five of us, said that line then 1,000 times.
Whatever happened to Kraft?
15 years.
But we didn't know him then. Now he came back on the second one, and now we know him. And, like, I mean, we put him through the ringer. Like, he burst a blood vessel in his eye halfway through shooting, which we've digitally removed. But, like,
how did he do that? From laughing, or like what happened?
Well, he doesn't. After like 6 p.m. he turns into a pumpkin, kind of, and so you don't want to push him too late into the night.
Yeah, and there were a lot of
overnight
shoots, and he's just he just doesn't do that anymore.
And we did. We pushed him a little too hard, and we showed up one day and he burst a blood vessel, which made it even more terrifying to act with him, because you'd be in a scene and all of a sudden he'd turn to you and you'd be like, ah! And he'd have this big bloody eye.
Bloody eye.
But,
Poor Brian Cox.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it's one of those things I think for everyone, or, after the fact, he just looks back at it very glowingly, and what a great time he had.
Well, and speaking of glowing, like, if you know which scenes to look for, which we do, where he's got the burst blood vessel, we whitened his eyes, and now it's like there's one glowing eyeball in a few scenes.
Oh, yeah, one eye is too white.
Yeah.